What's up guys, Justin here. So today I'm going to be giving you my review for the 23rd film in the MCU, the final film in Marvel's Phase 3, Spider-Man Far From Home. So Spider-Man Far From Home, as you guessed it, is the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming and Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. Most of the team from the first film does carry over to this one. A lot of the actors and actresses return, the composer Michael Giacchino returns, and of course the director Jon Watts returns. So Spider-Man Far From Home stars, we got a laundry list here, Tom Holland, Zendaya, Samuel L. Jackson, Colby Smulders, Jon Favreau, who am I missing? Jake Gyllenhaal, and countless other notable actors and actresses as well. So in this one, the plot centers around Peter Parker, go figure. It's following him after the events of Infinity War and Endgame, and at this point, he's tired. He just wants to relax. He wants to go on the vacation with the girl he has a huge crush on, with his best friend Ned, and enjoy himself. That is until Nick Fury hijacks his European vacation. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, finds out that Nick Fury recruited a man from a different Earth named Mysterio, Quentin Beck. As shown in the trailers, Quentin Beck is basically here to combat against these opponents from some sort of different Earth, apparently. Does he make a friend and end up looking up to Quentin Beck? Or is there more to Quentin Beck than meets the eye? Okay, first off, this is a mild spoiler, but anyone knows any little bit of information about Mysterio from the cartoons, the video games, the comic books, you know Mysterio is a villain, and the trailer portrays him as a hero. I wonder what's going to go down in the movie. But getting into the acting, I'm not going to name off every single person in this film, but everyone did a fantastic job. Samuel L. Jackson, Tom Holland, and all the other actors and actresses did a great job. The chemistry between Tom Holland and Zendaya was really good. It's really cool to see they're kind of like quirky, bumbling. They don't really know how to do things or what's even going on. They're kind of just winging it. And I like that. Because let's be honest, there's certain things in other Spider-Man movies that doesn't hold up. The romance between Peter Parker and Mary Jane in the original Spider-Man trilogy, in my opinion, it just comes off as a little corny now. Peter is whiny all the time, and MJ just doesn't really seem into it that much later on. I love humor as much as the next person, but every single actor and actress in this movie at some point has some sort of funny scene. I get it. Spider-Man is supposed to be a fun character. He's supposed to have witty zingers and one-liners, but if everyone's trying to be funny in this film, it kind of takes away from how funny the main character is supposed to be. The supporting cast did a good job as well. I mean, a lot of these characters took a back seat in the first film, but some of these characters get more time to shine in this one. Betty Brant, who was basically just in the background of the announcements in the first movie. Unless you bought the Blu-ray, of course, we got treated to this check it out with Steve Brule or Eric Andre type newscast for 3 minutes, and it was comedy gold. The action sequences were cool and very well choreographed. A lot of the stuff that Mysterio did reminded me straight up of the Spider-Man video game on PlayStation 1. And also what they did a very good job of is just post-Avengers Endgame Peter Parker. I mean, you finally get to see 1 or 2 moments of him getting serious. Because, I mean, like I said, he's a quirky, goofy character throughout the first and second film. But finally, we're just seeing some actual seriousness in this character. Another good thing also is, as seen in some of the TV spots, they do address Spider-Man's spider sense. I can't say in what capacity, but fans are going to be happy. So, alright, things I didn't like in this film. Flash Thompson, again, didn't like the character in the first film, thought he was trash because it just didn't even feel like any type of iteration of Flash Thompson I'm familiar with. And in this version, he's still the same stupid PC iteration of Flash Thompson that we got in the first film. If anything, Flash Thompson is the one who gets bullied. He gets insulted by other people, humiliated. He gets like ball tapped at one point and drops his stuff. I mean, he's supposed to be doing all that stuff, not having that happen to him. You could have just had him as one of Peter's classmates. You didn't even have to call him Flash Thompson at this point. Jake Gyllenhaal's origin story I felt was super lazily done. I mean, the origin story for his character is similar to about, I want to say, 5 different other villains in the MCU. I can't say what way, unfortunately, but once you see the film, you'll know what I'm talking about. And okay, Kevin Feige, I can never get that name right, said in the first film that calling Zendaya MJ was just like a fun little nod to the character. Alright, whatever. Then why call her MJ throughout the entirety of this film? It's stupid and pointless. I don't get what they're going for. I will say, though, like, Zendaya and Tom Holland's romance is very good in this film. It reminded me of Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker from the Amazing Spider-Man films, Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. We get different Spidey suits in this one. As someone who's played the video games, the PS1 games, the old school 8-bit, 16-bit games from back in the day, and even the new PlayStation 4 game, the Spider-Man costumes were awesome in this film. We got Spider-Man Noir, like his stealth suit, and we also got the Spider-Man with the wings. All of these were shown in the trailer, so it's no surprise. And the way they utilize them in the film is great. I kind of like a more grounded Spider-Man. I always felt like he didn't need some sort of high-techy suit or anything like that. A few gadgets maybe here or there, but I never felt like he needed some AI system built into his glasses or anything like that. I thought that was a little bit overkill. Like, he is gifted with superpowers. What's the point in giving him all this other tech? And there is 2 end credits scenes. The mid-credits scene is probably one of my favorite MCU mid-credits scenes to date. And even the after-credits scene was funny in a sense, but it's still a continuation of the film and might even set up what's to come. As far as how this compares to the first Spider-Man Homecoming film, I did like Spider-Man Homecoming better. It's not to say this movie is bad or just mediocre. I thought it was a solid film. It's good, guys. The special effects were great. When Mysterio was on screen, he was great, even though I wasn't really a fan of his origin story. We got to see a bunch of new Spider-Man suits. All the supporting cast, for the most part, I can't really fault the guy who plays Flash Thompson. I just don't like his iteration of the character at all. I think it's stupid. And of course, the main cast did a great job. A lot of the comedy landed, but some of it just kind of fell flat for me. There's so many characters in this film that don't really need to be funny, but they really try desperately to make you laugh. Regardless, guys, if you're an MCU fan, if you're a Spider-Man fan, go see this film. Spider-Man Far From Home gets a 7 out of 10.